I mean, spoken word is really to me, and I would say that I'm not saying it just because I'm a poet. I think it's just the strongest art form that we actually have, period. You know what I'm saying? When I did a little research, it's like all the way from years and hundreds of years ago. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that the elites always fear were the prophets and poets the most. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a certain, just something that comes along with having that poetry and that prophecy along with it. You know what I'm saying? That just takes it to the next level. Like, you know, other art forms have not been able. I mean, all art form is important. Period. It's all poetry to a degree, but you know, the prophets that speak on stuff or whatever and predict different things through their poetry, man, is yeah, it's powerful, man, and I'm just blessed to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to get this road?
Yeah, man. I mean, actually, speaking on that, you can go ahead and just tell some of the names you had and some of your aliases, you know, that you write underneath, do your poetry under.
I've only written under D Revolution. That's it. People call me D-Rev, D-Revolution, D.
Word.
Rev.
Alright. I remember you used to do the little thing in Mama Lil's back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, basically going back from there, about that time when y'all was really getting it kicking on, what's some of the projects you can drop over that time period?
When I was doing Mama Lil's, that was just strictly a promotional, that was a promotional avenue for other artists to come and perform. I wasn't even really, I was doing some writing then, but I was just trying to provide the venue for people to come and do their spoken word. And then as that shut down, as I was done with that,
yeah,
I started working. I was working at Ford.
Okay.
And then that's when it started really occurring to me that I wanted to start doing more writing and start doing some poetry. And I did a show at, you remember Black Coffee?
Yeah.
Black Coffee?
We got Soul Infinite and Absalom Israel in the house, but Soul Infinite was part of the original Black Coffee. Still spin on Black Coffee Radio, 88.1.
Oh, okay. Is that the name of your Black Coffee Radio?
Yeah, that's the name of the show.
Right. Well, I did a show for Black Coffee at the end. When they had a show at the end over there on Elliston Place.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't know if you might have been there that night. I did a show. I did like a feature.
I was part of the crew.
Oh, okay. So I did a show like that night, and
it was a house party. It was like a house party too, though. Like I think Kara and all them.
Yeah, that's who I dealt with.
Right.
Was Carol most of the time.
Yeah, she was like the business manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I used to love Black Coffee, man. I just love the flavor that, you know. But I ended up doing the show with them, like the very beginning days of me.
What's this about 90? This about 96, 97?
Black Coffee started in 97, so.
Right, but I did like one of the last shows.
That was like 2000.
Yeah, I did like the last.
Maybe two.
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah, I did like, I think that was like the last show, or man, y'all may have done one more show after that.
Well, we did the end.
That's
yeah, that was like one of the last ones.
Yeah, well, I did one of those shows.
Yeah.
And really, like the next day after I did that show, I only knew like one piece memorized, you know, but I just remember how good I felt after I did that show, and that's when I decided to take spoken word real serious and go ahead and pursue it.
Alright, so shit, it's been about well over 5 years, so I'm saying, other than that, basically who's some of the people you collaborate around here? Like I know, I done seen you up with Rashawn before. And who else? It's a trumpet player. He used to teach music at our school at Stratford.
Okay.
But he played trumpet on one of Rashad's joints. I think I seen all y'all like perform.
Oh.
James Spumford or something.
Yeah, that's meant. When you talk about collaborations, I've collaborated with Rashad the most.
Okay.
The spoken word on some of his CDs. You know, he got a lot of CDs, mixtape CDs, spoken word CDs, and all of that. But I've collaborated a lot with Sleep.
Sleep Productions.
Yeah, from Left Out Creation Sleep. You know what I'm saying? We've done a lot of songs together. And that's really the only two people that I've really collaborated. Well, I've gotten tracks from.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying like, nah, people that you actually like, you know, you would probably consider like, you know, to go to before you just somebody threw you a track or somebody asked you to be on their track.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like somebody you kind of consistently collab.
Right. Rashad and Sleep was the two only people that I've consistently did songs with.
All right, well, you know what I'm saying? So that you MCN, you do the poetry, but like you see a difference between the two?
Well, actually, I'm just a spoken word artist. I don't MC.
So you just consider it all being spoken word?
All spoken word.
Alright, well man, I'm saying like when you're doing your writing then for poetry, like, you know, what you trying to like draw most of what you writing about from, like what make you spark, like what make you go home, or you know what I'm saying, you could be at the gig or something and make you start writing, you know what I'm saying, right then. What's your like major inspiration when you start writing?
Most of my inspiration from that I've built on, you know what I'm saying, it's been personal things that has happened in the past or even in the present.
Yeah.
Certain situations that I can see about to happen. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I write things to enlighten people. But most of my poetry is written from personal, real life situations.
Alright.
That can relate to everybody though.
Right, so it's more universal then.
Yeah, it's me. It's like I basically use myself as a tool to relate to other people because a lot of issues I write about, I know a lot of people dealing with it, same thing.
Alright, that's what's up.
I'm just talking about it. That's all.
So what's some of your more easier, like, you know, sometimes like if I'm making a mix of something, I know that some tracks is easier to mix than others. Like it's always easier to mix hip hop and house because it's just repetitive. It's the same beat.
Right.
But you know, older stuff, it kind of variate. So when you writing, what's one of your subject matters like that's real easy if you kind of just sit down and you can notice and you can pin something about that pretty quickly and it'd be heartfelt, you know what I'm saying? But
you know what? I find myself easy to write to something that's really hardcore. Like, you know, especially if I'm writing something for a CD and I got a nice up-tempo beat.
Right.
You know, something that's really, you know, like a beat that like has no mercy. Something really,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I can write really quick and fast to those because that's, you know, that's just
your alley is
yeah, just something that I feel more. You know what I'm saying? But then you have those type of beats that feel very inspirational and make you think. I can write good to those too.
Right.
Just the process is just a little bit harder than writing to the ones that you can get the aggression out a little bit faster too. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I feel that. I'm saying, how many poems you say you done written? Like total, man, like, you know, if you just give an estimate number, like.
If I have to give an estimate number, man, finished and unfinished poems.
Yeah,
you know, all right.
Yeah.
Finished and unfinished poems, man, probably, man, 1,000, man.
Word.
Yeah,
I'm thinking y'all say that, and that's a real estimate.
Yeah,
you know
about 1,000,
And I know you lowballing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I had several stuff that was just a thought, you know, you think you finna, and I mean, I go through my notebook now, so many unfinished thoughts and poems, or, you know, I be cleaning up the house, a little bit, piece of sticky notes, you know what I'm saying, a little thoughts here and there, so, I mean, you add all of that up, man, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying,
Alright, well shoot, man, I was on your MySpace page, and people, like, you know, it's just a random player, but I went there, sent you a message, Lil Joint was playing, like Lil Mellow Joint, he was talking about, you know, I don't trust none of you motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you was building earlier. We didn't catch all of the audio of it, but you was building earlier with Astronaut about how, you know, motherfuckers usually do the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you made mention in that poem of like, you know, how you didn't want your daughter to be watching Snow White. Instead, y'all was going to be watching Shaka Zulu. Things like that. So like, what exactly, like for the average person on the street who may not know Shaka Zulu is, and then for the average person on the street who may not know who Snow White is. Like what you know what I'm saying, did you mean when you were saying that?
Well, that's a good question. That track is called Revolution Thoughts. And what I meant was, like, we have to, and I'm going to speak this from a black point of view, you know, coming up, you know, we have to really be conscious of how we portray ourselves as black people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being in a country where we are the minority, white dominated country, or whatever,
Right.
we have not been able to really. We fight, but we have not been able to really get ourselves in a position to really accept the culture the way we really need to, and see what's, you know, all the stumbling blocks that have been put in front of us. So,
Right.
you know, so my sister, when I was a kid, my sister, you know what I'm saying, would have a Barbie doll, a white Barbie doll. Didn't think nothing of it. It's not a problem, you know what I'm saying? Just the way it was. And the way a lot of black women or even black people would identify beauty was with, you know, Snow White, Cinderella, you know, the Barbie doll, or whatever. So